Hello everyone, this is Dr. Iconix coming at you with something of a strange video. For viewers of my channel who may remember back in around 2014, I believe, I did a unboxing video from S.O.S Toys, which is actually my very first like proper unboxing video I ever did on my channel. And in that unboxing I received 3 candy toy boxes, and those candy toys have never been opened because I literally just discovered them in a drawer like late last year, and yeah, I was shocked. I thought I had gotten to them already, but I guess not. So yeah, this video will actually be my very first Godzilla related video I've made since, well, 2014, so hey. The candy toys were the 60th anniversary Godzilla collection set, so yeah, these are miniature Sofubis, you know, little candy toy Sofubis, and the contents are Godzilla 2014 because, you know, 60th anniversary, of course, when the Legendary Pictures film came out, Godzilla 2004, or the final was Godzilla, and then, well, Mechagodzilla 3, or Kidu, as I think most people prefer to call him. So yeah, sorry that I never got around to opening these. I swore that I had, but okay. Here goes! So yeah, Godzilla 2014, as it's come to be known. It's somewhat of a divisive film, you know, in the community. Personally, I still love it, warts and all. But that's just me. I mean, it was like, you know, basically Godzilla 2014 was my greatest cinematic experience of all time. Which I know sounds kind of stupid, but it's mostly because it is, but also because, like, I think it's the first, thus far, the first and only time that I've been into a, first off, packed theater for a Godzilla film, and secondly, an audience that was comprised mostly of fellow Godzilla fans, so it was actually a pretty special occasion. But enough about the movie, let's move on to the toys themselves. So yeah, these are released in 2014, licensed by Warner Brothers, or at least the first one is. Yeah, here's the lineup. So you got the Legendary Godzilla, the final was Godzilla, and Kidu. I don't know why people have, like, some people have such an aversion to that name. It's a perfectly fine name. It just means Metal Dragon, that's it. He is actually referred to as Mechagodzilla on the packaging anyway, so... Although, one thing to note, the stats are kind of strange, so... For Godzilla and Mechagodzilla, it actually does list their stats properly. But, I don't know, I guess maybe this is just a drop mystery for the film. But the Legendary Godzilla doesn't have any stats whatsoever, so, Alright, so I guess I'll get straight on to opening this. My general rule when it comes to opening candy toys is to not actually push the tabs in, because that of course, you know, ruins the boxes quickly. It's better just to, like, lift up the flaps, and these ones don't look like they've been glued down very well. Okay, now there's a bit of glue on these, hang on, but it's easy to... There we go. Fairly clean opening. Alright, and what's inside? Whoop, there we go. Alright, so here is the teeny little Shokugan Sofubi of Godzilla 2014. I'll take that out of the bag in a second, and... oh dear, hang on, let's see what flavor the gum was. I believe... hang on. Okay, there'll be something on the back here. Chewing gum, glucose... can't actually figure out what the flavor is. I mean, if anyone... hang on. If anyone else... I'll just leave this right here. Pause if you want to read. And see if you can figure out what the flavor is, because... that's a lot of kanji, and I can only remember about 50, 60 kanji off by heart, so yeah, some help would be appreciated with this. Now, because because these candies are 4 years out of date, I will not be putting this in my mouth. Just putting that out there right now. Because I'm not that crazy. I'm not gonna put expired gum in my mouth. I'm not Ashens, although maybe I will send these to him so he can try. But yeah, so now onto the figure itself. The bag is, oh, interesting, it's taped rather than sort of a sealed bag. Alright. Alright, hey little buddy. Welcome to the world. Sorry you've been in a box for 4 years. Wow, this is actually quite nice. The detail in this is surprisingly nice for something so small. It is, of course, you know, a truncated version of the 6-inch figure, so it's, you know, the tail's significantly shorter, all proportions are, you know, shrunk down. If you can see that there isn't a whole lot of mouth detail, like the teeth aren't painted at all. Claws are still painted, which is nice. Dorsal spine, nothing special going on here. There is paint missing from the underside of the tail, but that's alright because, again, you know, for something so small, I don't really expect the best paint detailing. I just expect good mold detailing because, you know, it's just a downsizing of the 6-inch figure. Articulation is about the same as the 6-inch figure as well, so it's the arms, which can rotate 360, you've got a full range of motion, the legs, which can as well, although it just looks really strange because there's, of course, you know, the slope of the hip, which, you know, if you do that, that's a very unnatural pose. And then the tail, which is more stiff because the tail will, well, on the inner ring piece, on the inner, well, it is a ring, but like the connector, that'll actually have like little notches cut out into it to fit the legs. So yeah, hence why it doesn't really rotate too well. But yeah, so that's the legendary Godzilla out of the way. Now, should I do comparisons or should I go straight into the other boxes? Because I've got a couple of figures to compare these ones to, but actually, you know what, I'll just continue with the openings. Okay, so here's the Final Wars Godzilla, upside down. Now, this one, I believe, was actually sold separately on Amazon, because I've seen this figure pop up on Amazon a few times, you know, this exact candy toy version, and for whatever reason it's gotten really bad reviews from people who obviously didn't know what they were buying. Yeah, I think people were expecting like the 6-inch figure, even though the pictures very clearly show it's the candy toy figure, but again, off candy, not going to be eating that. Alright, so Final Wars Godzilla. The most overpowered Godzilla of all time, and probably my second or third favorite design overall. With Final Wars being my 5th favorite Godzilla movie of all time. So yeah. This actually does look pretty good. I mean, yeah, it is obviously missing paint detail on the claws, the eyes. Finally, the eyes. Those are way too big. Wow. Oh, hang on, stop focusing. Focus, hang on. There we go. Wow, that, I think Godzilla's been hitting the Matungo a bit too hard. Yeah. That's interesting. It does look very slick, surprisingly. Like, it, you know, it's been, I don't know, it's been put in water, which is strange. Let's see, is the tail? Oh, it does. Okay, so articulation on this is not quite the same as the 6-inch figure, because of course the 6-inch figure has a seal on the neck. Oh, sorry, a seam in the neck, as well as, you know, the arms, the legs, which are the same, and the tail. So this is only 5 points of articulation, the bigger figure of course having 6 points. Arms do not have a full range of motion because of the way they're molded. You're gonna do the legs. Oh wow, look at the copyright. One thing I do like is that the bottom of the feet are actually like properly molded on this, and then you have all the trademark stuff on the tail. Whereas with this one, oh no, okay, with the Legendary Godzilla it's the same. Okay, there you go. Well, the bottoms of the feet are actually left clean. So yeah, that does it for those two. And now for the final one, Mechagodzilla. Okay, so here's Mechagodzilla 3's box. One thing that I do like that they've changed about the Godzilla candy toys is that the box art is now different, you know, to suit each figure. And of course with this box, or with this particular collection, all the boxes have the exact same artwork depicting the Legendary Godzilla. Which I think may have contributed to the poor sales of this particular collection. Because of course, you know, Japanese fans are, in fact they still are, not too fond of the design. Which is fair enough, you know, he has the very sort of basic silhouette of like a normal Godzilla. But of course once you get up close and you see all the details, it's like, he's a bit plain, admittedly, but that's that. The final off candy, which I should not be eating. In fact, I think these are actually starting to crack a bit because of how old they are. Yeah, I really should have opened these beforehand, huh? I mean, when I got them. This is unfortunate. Alright, and so here we have the final one, Kidu. Alright, very nice, bright silver going on here. And of course this exact Mechagodzilla has been re-released in the current, well not the current, the most recent Shokugan wave of Godzilla toys. The ones that were released to coincide with Godzilla Monster Planet, so that contains the Godzilla, Shin Godzilla's 4th and 2nd forms, this Mechagodzilla, and then for some reason Hedorah. So I mean that's pretty cool. Now I've still yet to get my hands on the set though because I missed out on pre-orders, so I hope I can find them for a decent price at some point soon. So yeah, here's the miniature Mechagodzilla. The detail on this, or the sculpted detail, is actually quite nice. The paint detail is very lacking. You know, you've got like the necessary detail on the face, you've got the big yellow eyes, and you've got the little red stripes going down the cheeks. You'll notice that the backpack isn't on quite right. It's angled upward when, of course, the backpack should be angled forward a little more. The thruster should be aimed forward a little more. But, yeah, this works. I mean, I don't think I'm going to be doing any custom paintwork for this, since I do have, you know, I have the bigger versions of all of these figures, so there's no real need to customize these. But yeah. So look at the detail. Yep. Okay, so the feet have proper detail underneath, and then all the trademark stuff is on the tail. Good, good, good. Now, I should probably do comparisons now, but not like size comparisons per se, just comparisons to other figures that they're related to. Okay, so first up, I'm going to compare the Legendary Godzilla candy toy to one of those harder vinyl, little flippy, what do you call these? The Destruction Pack Godzillas that were released by Bandai of America. These, of course, are actually pretty terrible figures. You know, articulation is useless. They're completely thick. Yeah, like, yeah. And of course, there's always the fear of them breaking because they're actually kind of brittle, surprisingly. And of course, if you try to rotate it, if you try to articulate it too much, the limbs will just pop off like that. So yeah, not very good design on Bandai's behalf, but hey. This is actually... this looks alright. I suppose you could have this as being like a, I don't know, a subspecies of Godzilla. Yeah, this works. And then you got two different miniature Godzillas, one made by Bandai of America, one made by Bandai Japan. and you can decide for yourself which one you think looks better. So yeah, that. Now let's move on to, well, I don't actually have anything to compare the Final Wars Godzilla to because I don't have any of the previous Final Wars figures, little figures I mean. I do have one high-grade Gashapon figure of the Final Wars Godzilla, but that's of course, you know, a HG figure that's in a different toy line entirely. So, we're gonna move on to Kiryu, and I do actually have a corresponding monster to this, focus. And that is the Tokyo S.O.S. Godzilla. This was the one that I believe came with a DVD. So this is a limited edition one. Did not get the DVD. I bought this used at a little toy store in North Melbourne called Lobo's Collectibles. They actually have a very nice range of often obscure collectibles, so definitely check them out if you've never heard of them before. For Australian viewers, obviously. These two don't scale so well, most because this one's, you know, in a bit of a dynamic pose. I think if you were to scale them, probably it'd be something like this. But yeah, these again also do look quite nice together. Yeah, I mean they are made in the same scale, so I mean to be fair, this figure has warped a bit since I bought it. Technically, it should stand up a little straighter than this. But yeah, this works just fine. And this is just what they look like next to their bigger counterparts, so the 6-inch versions of all of them. These two of course being original releases, and this being the most recent. Or so far the only movie monster series version of the legendary Godzilla. I suspect they'll release another one to coincide with Godzilla King of the Monsters, which will be coming next year. Yeah, right, next year. Yeah, they will be re-releasing yet another Mechagodzilla 3 in March this year, along with a Biolante figure, which will be very interesting. So yeah, I'll be looking forward to that. The Mechagodzilla not so much, because as you know, they also released one last year for the Shin Godzilla, or to coincide with the release of Shin Godzilla. So yeah, that will about do it for this this very late review. Again, sorry about not getting to this beforehand. I swore that I had. But yeah, I hope to get my hands on the Godzilla Sincerity Works Shokugan box set soon, so I can do a review on that on time. But yeah, that I think will about do it for this video. So thank you for watching. I am thinking about starting up more Godzilla related content some point soon, because I have recently seen Godzilla Monster Planet on Netflix. Might not do a movie review, might, because I do have a few things to say about it. But yeah, stay tuned for more to come, I guess. Peace out.